Mic check, 1, 2. Good morning. Good morning, everyone. How are we doing this morning? Welcome in. Good morning, good morning, good morning. It is now Wednesday, 10th day of September, 2025. Thank you for being here, people. Thank you for being a part of this morning's walk and talk. I am up. I'm here on the East Coast of the United States, as always, people. We want to have a blessed, strong, connected, and motivational morning. Let's get up. Let's get at it, people. It is that time. Stop hitting that snooze button. Let's roll over and roll out, people. It is wake up time. Again, I'm Oluropo. It is Wednesday, 4:31 in the morning here on the East Coast of the United States. Let us have a good morning this morning. A blessed morning as always. As you check in, please drop in. Let me know where you're checking in from, what time of day it is, where you are. Let's start this day. Let's be great this morning. As always, let's transition the evening, the night of rest, into a powerful morning. Maybe you're in the middle of your day where you are, or the end of your day. Maintain your positivity, your growth. Continue your journey. And let's make it happen again today, people. Thank you again for being here. As always, we're gonna have a good walk and talk this morning. Let's get our thoughts together, our mind together. Again, it's morning here for me. Maybe it's your afternoon. Maybe it's your evening. Maybe this is just getting you through to the end of your day. Continue to grow, continue to be blessed. Always remember, be gracious to yourself, be understanding, be true, and be relentless. Love yourself, work on yourself. Never let anyone tell you that you are not worth being loved, being supported. Your value is innate. It is because you exist. It's not what you do for someone. It's not who you are to someone. It's not what you can provide. Your personal value is God-given. You have it. It's yours. Do not let anyone take it away. This is the little morning view. Thank you guys so much for being here. We're going to talk about emotions this morning, people. We'll talk about emotions. What are they? How do they impact our life? And how can we or do we control them? Good morning, Mastermind. What's up, brother? Good to see you. Thank you for being here this morning. Thank you very much. Beautiful Wednesday as always, guys. I need to remind you this is not pre-recorded. It's also not a what do they call them? It's not AI. So I'm a real person, real life, real world. Thank you all for taking an opportunity to stop in and check in. I feel like that should be a disclaimer now that they should have, because I know I'm watching there's this, they've got this new commercial out about gym training and military training. Those are not real people. How do I get stronger? I go to the gym or the military? Definitely military training. It's like, dude, you're not real. There's no way you're. So, but good morning, everyone. Thank you for being here. I hope everyone is doing great. Hey, what's going on? Is that Viresh? Viresh, good morning, Viresh. A little misty here this morning. A little bit of dew dropping. Hopefully that does not get much heavier this morning. Give me a moment, everyone. I need to tie my shoes up real quick. So, how's everyone doing? How's everyone been? There you go. There's my face. See if the camera stay on that one time. Let's get up, people. We're gonna have a blessed morning this morning. Let's have a strong and powerful start to our day. Let's be intentional. Let's be committed. As always, as you check in, people, let me know where you're checking in from, what time of day it is where you are. It is now 4:38 in the morning here on the East Coast of the United States. Thank you again for being here. Thank you for taking part in this morning's event. Emotions are a conversation that a lot of people need to undertake. I'm going through the process now. I currently, in my therapy, my most recent session, we had a discussion about, good morning, Rich, how are we doing this morning? We had a conversation about emotions. We had a talk about it. And I thought I had a full grasp on what emotions are, but I'm still learning, people. I'm still growing. I'm still gaining that knowledge. So, yesterday we're talking, and while we're talking in my therapy session, my therapist, just a moment, my therapist kind of asked me, you know how they do, not really a question, kind of like a statement with an implied space that you need to fill, like the sentences in elementary school. When it was like, Michael was blank, a bike. And you're like, I don't know, what was Michael doing in that bike? I gotta fill it in with I gotta use one of your vocabulary words. Michael was kicking a bike. Like, no, that's not what, but anyway. So, we're talking, and the conversation was about emotions and how we process them. And the first thing one of the things that I really never thought about until I had the conversation about it is emotions just happen. So many times we believe that we have the ability to control our emotions. Emotions are a chemical response to a stimulus. It's to a thing, right? And so when emotions come up, do we really know what to do? Do we know how to handle it? Do we really know what's happening? Are we thinking about what's going on? So I'm trying to kind of figure that out. I'm working through that process. And I was explaining to him a past experience where something was happening in a confrontational space in a job I worked on, and I was like, it made me very upset. I was angry. He says, were you? He says, well, what were you angry about? And so the anger stemmed from the way the conversation was being had. He said, well, were you angry or were you something else? I was like, well, I'm angry. Like, I know what angry feels like. And so he said, well, let's look at what the conversation got to, because I was heated about the way the conversation was taking place. But we delved into it, spent some more time on it, talked about it, got all the way down to the point of where it started, what actually led to that point. And he was able to lay out to me, he was like, yeah, that's like, you weren't angry, you were frustrated. But you didn't take the time to understand that you were frustrated, which prevented you from being able to take the steps necessary to resolve the issue, right? I'm like, wait a minute. How far before there did we figure this out? And so we walked through it. And the issue was there was something at the job that we were doing, and I had a specific way, but I believed it could happen. I recommended it. We talked about it. I felt very strongly that it would be helpful. And they chose a different direction, which wasn't the issue I had. I felt like choosing the other direction, we didn't take time to fully discuss mine. Like that there were some elements of mine that even if we didn't choose mine, maybe it could contribute. Maybe there's something from what I'm saying that could be of value. Now, this is all about me at this point, right? This is all about, hey, what about me, right? That's the first thing. What about me? What about what I said? What about what I offered? What about me? So I tried to talk to people who were not decision makers to try to, I tried to like build up a team of, hey man, don't this sound like the right thing to do? Come on, y'all come with me. You know, you ever did that at your job? They ever told you at your job, listen, we're going to be doing this, people. This is how we're going to be doing it. And you're like, nah, I don't like that. Let me go start a coup. You're like, man, ain't this stupid? Don't y'all think this dumb? Everybody be like, yeah, this is dumb. They was like, let's go tell the boss. They be like, yeah, man, this is lunch break. Like, you enjoy that. You go there, you go down there, you done kicked in the door. They be like, man, don't nobody want to do this. And the boss be like, hey, y'all want to do this? They be like, man, I don't know what you talking about. Like, you're out there all by yourself. At any rate, I try to build this up. I'm like, man, don't y'all agree? Wouldn't this be better? Ultimately, at the point where I'm having the conversation and I'm like really sternly having this exchange with one of the managers that leads to a point where we end up having to have a meeting where I'm sitting down with a couple of managers and I'm like escalated. I'm like really high. I'm like really frustrated. But I didn't know it was frustration. I thought it was anger. So I treated it like anger. And anger has this response. Well, you're angry. Well, now I'm being attacked. Now I'm being like characterized. And so it spilled over into all of these other parts of me that now I feel like I'm being judged. What is going on? I'm just trying to have a voice. Why is this so, what is so bad about this? Why are we here? And it escalated. So the realization was, take a moment. Because there's not the first thing we have to do when we start to deal with life, right? First thing we have to do, and no, as I say about everything, guys, learning this stuff doesn't mean it's going to be easy. We have to start to practice behaviors. We have to start to do this with repetition. The first thing you're supposed to do is identify what you're feeling. Do it early, right? Because if we don't identify what we're feeling, if we don't identify the emotion, then the actions that we take, right, will lead to other things. Now, here's the crazy part about it. For most of us, emotions build. Like they start somewhere, right? Like there's a small thing that adds another thing, that adds another thing, and far more than there's anger, which it ends up being, there's frustration. So, how do we manage it? How do we handle it? Well, once we identify that it's frustration, or once we identify whatever it is, maybe you're not frustrated. Maybe you just feel like, hey, I'm not being heard, right? Maybe you feel like me, like what's being said, I'm not being considered. I'm not being given a fair shake. We have to look at the actual thing that's going on, and we have to be able to identify how we're feeling, what we're feeling. And then once we make that identification, we have to now look at not only what's going on and how we're feeling, we have to now take a look at how am I responding to this, right? There was this, I don't know if you guys saw it, there was this short from, I don't know. I don't even know what it's from, but I thought it was hilarious. There's this woman, and I guess she's with some type of game show, and the short is just her going, "What? No, she cheated. I had to," and she stops and she says, "It's okay. I'm a grown woman. I'm an adult." And like she kind of talks herself back down immediately. That is kind of how emotional things occur. That's kind of how emotion works in our lives, is it starts to build. But we have to be able to navigate within ourselves the ability of identifying and then working through whatever that emotion may be. Now, do we control the emotion? A lot of people say, "Yeah, man, control your emotions." That's not what we do. We don't control the emotions. What we do is control our response to it. Here's the issue. Some of us like to be angry. Some of us like to be victims. Some of us like the excuses that mishandling or misappropriation of emotions provides us. And because we like it, because it's what we want, because it's what we're looking for, we end up living in a space where we are constantly outside of our emotions. Freaking deer. Y'all better not let me get run over by no deer out here. So we are constantly, we have these times where it's comfortable to let the emotions explode or let the emotions just come out, right? Here's the thing, when it's a good emotion, we're like, man, I'm allowed to be happy also, right? So elation, joy, love, these are emotions as well. But we need to be able to identify them. They're not tangible. They're not like cups and bottles sitting on a table where you can say, hey, that's a cup, hey, that's a bottle. We have to take our time to slow down and process them. Here's the major benefit of just slowing down. When we slow down, emotions of all kind, and oh man, there are a lot, right? It's not just happy and sad, you know, it's not just love and hate. There are a lot. We need to figure out what we're feeling, what truly led to it, and then is my response appropriate for what's actually happening right now, right? Many emotions are driven by our consideration of where we are in relationship to where someone else is, or how we're being treated, right? Now, here's the great part about that. If your emotional state, right, is about how someone is treating you, you have a lot of ways to approach it. Talk about it, seek to understand, have them seek to understand, work on it, dissolve the relationship. I mean, I'm not talking about just like boyfriend, girlfriend. If you don't appreciate the way you're being treated on your job, sometimes it means you need to find another job, right? If you don't appreciate or you don't feel like your parents understand you or speak to you correctly, talk about it. Most parents want to see their children do well. I know my parents did. I have to seek to understand. I didn't know as a child, but at some point we become an adult. So why am I, at 30, 40 years old, a full-grown adult, still navigating emotions from 20 years ago, 30 years ago? I'm old enough to seek resolution now. Even if that resolution is understanding, hey, I can't change what happened then, and I can't change the people. But I also don't want this to control my life, to control my experience. These things, man, it's not simple. Because emotions are destinations. And they're a response to stimuli. We can control the stimulus. We can stop before we arrive somewhere and be like, hey, I see where this is headed, and it's not where I want to go. What it sounds like in our head and what it feels like in our heart was sweet crap. What the, no, not again. I'm not, that's what it sounds like inside of us, right? But externally, and we need to be able to narrow it down, and like sometimes you can see where it's going. You're like, yeah, I don't want to go there. Okay, you want to change the topic? You want to stop the conversation? You want to talk do you want to talk to someone else? Do you want to, like, how do we prevent it from going there? Sometimes you just need to take a beat. You need, okay, right? Because so many emotions, good and bad, arise from stimulus that comes from outside of us. It arises from what other people do. It arises, man, you get angry at someone when you're driving in your car because they cut you off. Man, you trying to just... No, dude, I just needed to get over. I just needed to get over. I saw you, but I needed to get over. Right? If I didn't get over, I would have had to drive 3 more miles, and I need to get off right here. I'm just getting off. You happen to be the car here when I needed to get over. I did not follow you. I did not leave my house looking for your license plate and wait for the opportunity to cut you off. Unless, of course, they're like a cop and you're getting pulled over for doing something nefarious, in which case they've been talking about you for a little while. They were looking for you. But in most situations, it's just other people trying to get to where they're going, right? And when it's someone who is oblivious, sometimes it's just, you got bad drivers. They just don't look. Now you're chasing them down the road and they're like, sweet Lord, well, what's going on there? I don't understand. He seems a little bit erratic, right? So when it comes, when you get there and it starts coming from that place, you're now taking the situation, you've made it personal, and your whole day is now impacted. You get to where you're going and you start telling people about it. You know what I'm saying? You make a whole, you ain't never posted nothing to YouTube in your life. You pick up your camera when you get in the parking lot. I can't believe they cut me off, right? People weren't thinking about you. It's done changed your entire life. Your whole life has changed. What does it mean? It means as we start to work and we start to understand what emotions are, and we start to think about where we are and what we're doing, we have to understand that there's a way to get there, right? There's a way to get away from there. Again, dude, listen, it's not easy. It's not simple. I'm not telling you, yo, do these 3 things and you'll never be upset again, or do these things and you'll build love in your life, or do these things and every conversation will end with grace. Like, no, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that we have to start to take our emotions and our feelings and our life back into our control. As my mama used to say, don't let nobody get your goat. Why that person got your goat? And it's all about understanding that people or things outside of your control shouldn't be able to control you. You understand? Like if you have a dog on a leash, right? You have your dog on a leash. If your dog runs from side to side, you got to do things to control it. You got to pull at that leash. You got to tug at it. You gotta, let's get it back under control. But if it's just your dog and it's walking with you, you're not attached to it. Maybe it's not your dog. Maybe it's somebody else's dog. I can't control that dog, but I can protect myself. I can be mindful. Hey, I see where you are. Listen, maybe I just need to stop. Oh, he's friendly. He don't bite. He's friendly to you. He don't bite you. I don't know that dog. It's how we have to be able to because so many times we can see it coming. If you ever get up in the morning like, man, I don't want to go to work. You've already started down that road. We can see it coming. Let me see, Chris from NorCal. Welcome in, Chris. Thank you for being here. Mumo. Jim Rome said, work harder on yourself than you'd work on your job. If you think critically on this, then it will hit you So hard. Yep, I've posted that and I truly believe that. A lot of people don't know what it means. I thought you were R. Kelly. Don't even know how to take that. But B, let me see, who is that? Willie? Willie, how you doing this morning? Damn, black people always got good advice. Yo, come on, B. It's 5 o'clock in the morning, B. I don't know, maybe that's one of the best compliments I've ever heard about black people. Yeah, maybe that's a stereotype we should promote. Black people always got good advice. We already got fried chicken and watermelon. All right, anyway, man, so Chris said 2 Corinthians 10, 4-5. I'm just getting to work. Good, Willie, good to see you at work, brother. Top Z said, bro, look behind you. Saw a ghost. Come on with the ghosts, people. They do. Thank you, B. Thank you. So, as we go through this and as we talk about these emotions, and we understand that emotions are places we arrive at, they're destinations, we need to understand that we need to start to demonstrate the behaviors and take upon us the actions that will get us to the emotional state that we're looking for, that will help us arrive at the destination that we're looking to get to, right? And so what that means is, and the way I like to share it, is if you're in Seattle, right, and it's rainy, and you're like, man, I want to get out of this rain. I want to be out of it. I'm gonna schedule myself a trip to Aruba, right? But everything that you pack is, B said, I'm in Seattle. This is for you, B. I'm literally going to court in a couple of hours because of my emotions. You're in the right place, B. Don't you change this channel. Don't you scroll, B. This is your conversation. This is your conversation. When you are in an emotional place, right, and you want to be out of there. So in this example, if you're in Seattle and you're like, man, it's winter time, or it's the rainy season, whatever the weather is in Seattle, and you say, I want to be out of this weather. It doesn't have to be an emotional response. It's just the, hey, I want to go somewhere where the weather isn't like this. But everything you pack is for Seattle. You pack raincoats, you pack boots, corduroys, flannel shirts. You pack all of this stuff for Seattle. You pack a lot of it. You're not going to enjoy packing. You're taking the wrong things with you to the airport. You're uncomfortable on the flight. You land and where you believe you're going to be happy, but you brought everything that deals with where you were with you. You brought all of the things, all of the conversations, all of the thoughts, all of the responses. You brought everything that leads you to where you were, or that contributed to where you were and were useful where you were, which isn't somewhere you wanted to be. You brought all the frustration, all of the anger, all of the misunderstandings, all of the refusal to, all of those things you brought with you to Aruba. How is it going to be in Aruba? It's going to suck. The trip sucked. Getting there sucked. It's hot. Man, this is worse than Seattle. Because now you're here and you brought things that you can't use, things that serve no purpose. Trip sucks. You get back home, you're still mad. You feel worse because you're trying to get somewhere by performing and exhibiting the behaviors that had you where you were originally. We have to stop and we have to understand, if I want to be happy and I've identified the things outside of me that upset me, I have to navigate that. We have to ask ourselves, dude, why do I get so mad when I'm driving? Is it really like I've been here long enough? I grew up in the DMV. I know where the bad traffic is. I know I'm gonna get to it. Why am I always upset when I get to it? Is it really even the traffic? B said they do. Bro, he said, we're not doing a ghost. Appreciate the early morning game, not a problem, B. I feel like I have to leave everyone I care about to get out of the weather. It's gonna rain in Aruba. Right, here's the thing, here's the thing. He said it's gonna rain in Aruba. Is the rain following you, B? Like, did you take the rain with you? Here's the thing. It's less about exiting relationships is a finality, right, of a thing. Exiting, like cutting off ties with family members and friends, that's a finality. I know from my personal experience with one of my brothers who is in a difficult situation. After years of marriage, and his living situation is challenged, and I have multiple brothers and sisters, and we all, want to talk to him, and we all want to kind of understand, and he said, no, but I take my Seattle things. So we all try to talk to him, we all try to understand, we all try to support, we all try to help him move out of that space. And many conversations end up where they would be accusatory and, oh, I did this for you and I did that, you don't understand. And then it ends up with us being in conflict. And there's so much frustration that arises. And so my older brother, created a clothing line when I was younger to support me in a difficult time in my life. He was an artist, and he went out and he created art. He branded my name, used to sell it in the DMV area. The apparel was called Delinquent. He made t-shirts and apparel with my name on them, Oloropo, made a little logo. And he helped me when I had made some poor decisions that had led to me being a ward of the state. So during that time, okay, that's a curb. Let me get up here. Yes, sir. Yes, how can I help you?
No, nothing. I'm holding right there. I want to park here.
No, you can't park here. This is a bike lane. You got to go in the parking lot if you want to park.
All right.
Okay.
All right.
You got to put it in drive. I think you're still in park. Watch it. There's a car behind you. Do you need...
I saw it, boss. How are you?
You good? All right. Okay, guys, don't know what that was. Don't. At any rate, that joint gave me bubble guts. There was some emotions I was feeling right there. Look, so where was I? I said, God bless you, you're like Steve Harvey. Thank you, B. That was weird. Yeah, really weird. Like they literally made a U-turn and then drove up onto the curb and was like, I'm going over there. I'm going over there. I need to park right here. You can't park in no bike lane. They got a parking lot. Like, what are you doing? So, at any rate, so the thing we have to understand is when we're looking to move to this new destination, we need to start to prepare for this emotion, this state that we're trying to arrive at before we get there. Like I said, for a lot of this stuff, we can see it coming. Even if it's not about moving to a different emotional state or a different emotional place, and it's just about not going to the one that you're headed to. There are things that are happening that we have to stop. And we simply have to be able to say no. So many things that we deal with, so many things that are a part of our challenges, especially emotionally, are because we just didn't slow down. We just didn't stop, right? It is important to understand when we're making these moves and we're taking these steps that we are considering where we are and where we want to be. And we can't let people hold space, control areas, and navigate destinations in our lives. We have to hold on to that and be able to do it for ourselves. This is a major part of understanding how our emotions, which are, again, it's a chemical response to stimuli, how we need to be able to identify them and work with them. You can, hey man, certain things are going to get you to a certain place. Emotions are what connect us. You don't want to turn your emotions off, because when we say, hey, I'm emotionless, you lose connections. We want to understand that we have emotions, but we also want to understand the emotions. Understand the difference between, you remember when, I don't know if you were young and you told your parents, the first time you told your parents you was in love with somebody, and they were like, you don't know what love is, right? You're like, yeah, I do. And you're like mad, like, how you gonna tell me I don't know what love is? I know. And then you get older and you get to a point where you're like, yeah, I thought I loved this person. You're like, well, and now you're getting some more knowledge. You're getting better understanding. You're growing. What does this mean about you, your life, and your future? Well, now you're trying to understand truly what love is. Why does that matter? Because when you understand what love isn't just about a physical touch or the way someone looks. It's not just about how someone makes you feel in a moment. It's about an impact on your life. It's about a strength and a connection and an empowerment of your person that comes with it. It's more than just, oh, you look good and you make me want you, right? You make me like you're physically attractive, and I just like, it's more. You attach their well-being to your own. It's more than just I like somebody. It's more than just you're my friend. But you got to get there. And you got to experience some things that you think are love before you get there. It takes work. Why am I talking about love? Because this is the emotion. This is the one. These are the two, love and hate, that leads to the emotion that most people have difficulty dealing with, which is anger. But is it really anger, or is it depression? Is it frustration? Is it feeling unheard? Is it apathy? Do you not care? Does the person who you're talking to or the people you're talking to, do they give you the feeling that they don't care? Do you feel unheard, unseen? Like, what is it? Like, not just oh, well, this is anger. What is it? And getting to the crux of that, getting to the understanding of that helps us develop. What did we have in here? So, Minnie Mouse says, do not donate No super chats, unsub, and hit the thumbs down button. That was a whole lot, Minnie Mouse. You stopped to say that. Thank you for commenting, though. It was like iPhone said, what is you doing? Okay. Let me see, it's starting to rain, guys. My glasses is getting a little wet. Y'all see B said, when Diddy asks you to party, you gotta say no. Hey, B, yeah, you don't even need, you didn't even gotta wait to ask. Right? Diddy walk up to you like, yo, I was thinking, nah, stop, I'm out. I don't want, Diddy catch you in the, in the deodorant aisle in CVS, you better start running and get out of there. Let me see. B said, I understand you though. 99% of the time I regulate well, but it's the 1% of the time that accounts for 100% of my life problems. Right, and it's that little thing, right? You feel like everything is going good, but then because there's a difference between, like you said, you regulate. There's a difference between, suppressing an emotion and dealing with an emotion, right? There's a difference, right? So like the difference is I'm going to go to Aruba, or I'm just going to stay in Seattle and not talk about it. They're not the same thing. I just don't care. Well, you do, but you're just pressing it down. And one day somebody's going to say something to you about cutting in the line at the bagel shop, and you're going to hit them over the head with a freaking sugar can. Like a really unneeded response to the situation. But there's a difference between dealing with our emotions and suppressing our emotions, which just pushes them to our future, right? So when we identify it, we have to understand what it is, and we have to process them. We have to work through them. We have to get work done on ourselves to get to where it is we're trying to be. Because ultimately, that's the objective. The objective is to grow. How do I grow? How do I continue to work on me? As someone said earlier, right? Doing this work on me helps me develop in that space so that I can understand the emotions that are out there, and then find ourselves spending more time living in the emotions that edify or grow us, right? iPhone, you don't have to work. You don't have to work. Everyone else does. Stop spitting at us. I do have to work. What are you talking about? When it says, iPhone says, I'm calling the law. Willie Cooper says, facts. It's rage. Hey, yo, Kevin Hart, what's going on? B says, I'm definitely repressing 99% of them. Right, we don't want to repress. We have to deal. When we get to them, right, when we're there, we have to understand, okay, I'm here. We have to identify, where am I actually at? Why am I here? Does my response, is my response going to move me away from here? Or am I going to just stay here and act like I'm not here? Or is it going to push me deeper into where I am, right? And then we have to start to be able to, and again, it's about letting go, right? It's about understanding yourself and where you are, and then taking control of that. Because so many things that lead us to these places are things that are outside of us. And I don't know who told y'all I don't have to work. Just because I don't tell y'all where I work doesn't mean I don't have to work, right? B said, and I'm not actually dealing with them at all, which is the step. The step is understanding and then being like, okay, here's what it is. This is my battle. Because at that point, when you start dealing with your emotions, you stop talking or engaging with the thing that has you emotional, and you start talking and engaging with yourself. You have to have this self conversation. You have to understand that, like, what's my contribution to where I am right now? Am I here simply because I'm engaged in it? This is what I was talking about before that car pulled up. Took me a second to remember. my brother in his difficulty, he got to a point, as I said, he created like this apparel for me. He got to a point where he came to me and he said, hey, look, with what he's dealing with right now, he was like, look, man, we're on a phone call. And he basically was like, man, I'm gonna stop talking to you. And I'm like, why? He was like, man, cause you do this, you don't agree. I was like, listen. And he said, man, if people don't agree, they can't work together. They can't walk together. They can't talk together. And I was like, yeah, they can. I work with people all the time who I don't agree with. They have different backgrounds. They vote for different people. They like different sports teams. Like, what are you talking about? That's not what allows people to connect. And so I shared with him and I was like, listen, I'm your brother. I don't care whether I agree with you or not. I love you. I don't care whether what we're talking about is about your specific situation or anything else. I love you. I want to see you do well. If you don't want to do whatever, for whatever reason, that doesn't change the fact that you're my brother and I want to talk to you. I had to learn that the stimulus and the conversations that led to us being in conflict were things I needed to remove. And by doing so, I was able to strengthen my relationship with my brother and get to the simple understanding of, you're my brother and I love you, dude. I'm not leaving your life because you're having a tough time. I'm not. Good. I can't do what you want me to do, how you want me to do it, for what you want to do. I understand that, but I'm not going anywhere because of that. Right? And so that's just one of the things that we have to learn how to do to navigate. iPhone said, it's about you're rich. Okay, iPhone. Rich people are such a long plethora of, there's a lot of comments, iPhone. Diamond Gaming, thank you very much for your commenting. Ryan, good morning, brother. Good morning, thank you. You keep grinding too. iPhone, nice, Diamond. Make me rich then. iPhone, dude, listen. I don't deal in rich, I deal in wealth, and wealth is life. Wealth is your life experience. Here's the thing, guys, and I appreciate everyone being here this morning. And in controlling our emotions, it's not the emotions, it's the response. And it's our willingness to travel to destinations that elicit a response that we really don't want to be. And it's our willingness to continue that trip even when we see that's where it's going. There has to be some onus on us, some accountability and acceptance on our part that where we're going right now is that we're contributing to this journey. It's not just the people outside of us, it's the things we're doing. It's the things that we're sharing. It's the way that we're participating because the emotions are ours. And so there has to be a place where, one, we have to stop giving others the reward of our emotional response, right? Like, are there people who are happy to see you in a negative emotional space, to see you unhappy? Like, are there trolls in your real life? I don't mean just in the stream on your chat. Like, do you have trolls in your real life that when you talk to them and you engage with them, it's like, and I guess they call it gaslighting or whatever. It's just people who don't want to see you happy. Are you engaging with people who don't want to see you happy? Are you engaging in activities and conversations and whatever with groups that don't want to see you happy? Maybe it's the news. Dude, I had to stop watching so much news. Growing up, that's all my dad did was watch news. So I was like, dude, news is what's up. It's where you get your information. I started watching news. I was like, I was so mad. I was so mad. I was like, what am I doing? And then I was mad and I started saying, like, none of this stuff is impacting my life, at least not in a positive way. What am I doing? Why am I here? I had to make changes. And I got a lot happier. Got a lot happier. iPhone, you're still commenting quite a bit. You said, I'm tired of food stamps. Make me rich, brother. If you're getting food stamps, you're halfway to rich already, man. Get in the grind, iPhone. Come on. Use your mind. Use your thoughts. Use your process. Let's grow. Chris said, fruit of the Spirit, very evident in you. Praise the Lord. Thank you, Chris. So what we're looking at here, guys, and what we're talking about, and it's, I get it. Like, look, we're having fun this morning. This isn't an easy thing. This isn't something where you snap your fingers and it's fixed, right? But it is something that we have to pay attention to. It is a part of working on ourselves, is identifying the emotional places that we arrive at, the emotional states that we arrive at because we take ourselves there, because we contribute to the journey, because we are continuously driving down the road and following the path to get to it, right? Rich people say, I'm broke. Oh, I don't even know what you're talking about at this point, iPhone, but thank you for all of the comments. I really appreciate it. B said, I started doing that, but a situation happened when the universe aligned everything and everything to eject me from that situation. But now I'm out of regular orbit, right? You're trying to regain your orbit. The universe spun you out into open space and you're trying to find a star. Well, this is what you have to understand. Stop being a planet, start being a star, and stop trying to align yourself with the orbit around others and align your life with an orbit around you and your purpose. And then things will start to change, right? So right now you're a planet, or you're maybe a meteorite, or maybe you're an asteroid, and you are being flung around the universe, around all of these other planets and stars, and everything is just, hey, this is what it's going to look like for you. Change, right? Work on becoming your own, the center of your own little universe, and start working on the things that you allow to align and be in your gravitational pull. iPhone said they pass everyone up on the street in the refrigerator, Tesla truck, and watch folks starve. You're iPhone, you're dealing with it. Oh my goodness. You need to look, man. Just look, do this. Just start asking rich people for money. B said, that's what I'm getting at. It's a weird feeling being a star. It is, right? It's a weird feeling being a star. And the weird feeling about it is, one, everyone tells you, hey, who do you think you are? You're not that big, you're not that important. But to you, you are. Like, to each one of us, we are. Because no matter where we go, no matter what we do, everywhere we go, we'll be there. So we have to start to value ourselves enough to understand that, hey, I'm the star of my life, right? I'm the star of my show. I'm not a bit player in my life. I'm the star of it. And so for me, right, not to say, hey, everybody else is like less important to me. No, they're the star of their show. But you can't, so many of us find ourselves trying to fix our life by dictating and writing scripts for other people's lives and the way they should interact with us. You can't. You can't. That's going to lead to just more frustration and anger. Be the star of your own life and treat yourself like you're the star. I'm important. I get it. No, I can't give you that. That's not in my contract. It's not what this star does. And then we'll start to see the importance there, right? iPhone, I don't want their money. I give it when I don't even have it. All right, man, keep loving, keep giving. B, like how not to orbit when that's the only life you've ever known, even it was a lie of a life. Right, but it's hard, right? Change of mindset, change of life, like it's hard. It's not difficult. And I've expressed that over and over. I get it, the words are easy to say, but the work takes time, right? iPhone, go give someone with a sign who I say they hungry some to eat. Don't spit word salad on YouTube. Too many people need help. Us with the phones and the internet don't need it. B, yeah, you're right. I wrote too many scripts. Right, stop writing scripts for others and start living your own. Hey, iPhone, this is what I want to share with you. I really appreciate you being a part of the chat, guys. It's 5:31. This is the end of my time this morning. I want to thank everyone for being here. Again, guys, visit the channel. Best way to help, we're on our way to 2,500 subscribers here. We're also on our way to being monetized on the channel. Please like, subscribe, and share. Remember, guys, what we talk about here first and foremost is discipline. There are 4 components to discipline. They're going to be repetition, which is the process of getting started and doing the thing over and over. And then you're going to have patience, understanding whatever it is you're working on is going to take time. And then consistency is where you develop a plan and you start to have markers and goals as towards reaching your destination. And the final thing is perseverance. And perseverance is the thing that works on you while everything else works on the thing you're focused on. You apply discipline in any part of your life and work towards mastery, you're guaranteed to see success. So guys, thank you very much for being here. Please continue to like, subscribe, and share. Everyone who commented this morning, thank you for taking the time to stop, comment. If you haven't done so yet, please hit that thumbs up, double tap it on the screen, wherever it's at, go ahead and hit it just to say that you were here. It doesn't cost you anything at all. iPhone, this is what I want to say, brother. Because we work through discipline, I just want to share this with you really quick. Because we work through discipline in anything that we do in our life, I just shared with you that I have a brother who's in a difficult situation. I believe that in order for us to truly be able to help others who need help, we need to help ourselves. So if you are a giver, if you are a person who believes that there are other people who need help, the more you grow yourself, the more you can help those people. So if it's not the goal to be rich, simply by you saying, hey, I'm gonna make more money so I can give more money away, you are developing yourself to be the person that you say you want to see someone in the world. I am. I do. Not only do it, but I have a wife and 7 children who I'm also passing the principle on to. Because the bigger I get, the more I do, the more I grow, the more I develop, the more I can provide in the spaces where I know there needs to be provisions. So I don't knock you for your feelings. I don't knock you. Here's the thing. You'll never work hard to become something that you hate. So I don't believe you hate the rich. I believe that you have some sentiment and some feeling and some things you would like to see in other people's lives. The bigger you get, the more you grow, the more you can help. So continue to use your time, continue to use your energy to focus on growing yourself to the best possible resource to the people who need it, so that everyone with a sign that says, hey, I'm hungry, you can feed. Thank you so much for being here today, guys. I appreciate everything. iPhone, a lot of people need help, brother. Please use your good wisdom. Go help them, big brother. Yes, indeed, I will. You do the same, iPhone. We'll meet each other out there somewhere. It's good. It's not my feelings. It's just been there. It's always been there. So let's continue to grow. Let's continue to work, guys. I got to go. As I always say, guys, keep showing up, keep blowing up, and keep growing up. Until next time, guys, take care. God bless.